Hello, good afternoon. My name is Maria Alcocer, and um, we were asked to go ahead and upload a short video regarding what we thought about the course and what we learned, and in essence, what which pieces that we created for this course we were more proud of. What is something from the course, such as lecture reading, that inspired me, what surprised me, and then just to read like a small piece, I guess, from my portfolio. So I'm not very good when it comes to remembering. So I did go ahead and printed out what I thought I would say during this short video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So for this course, the creative piece I'm most proud of is my short story, Lavender at the Door. For me, that one felt really special because it carried a lot of emotion about memory, forgiveness, and complicated relationships that we hold on to. I somewhat experience that when it comes to my mother and how I get along with her. So that's why it was kind of close to home for me. I also feel proud of the poems that I wrote about my daughter and about grief, especially poem one and poem five, as those came straight from my heart and from real life things that I've actually gone through in these past 8 weeks. The issue with my daughter is always this custody issues, always it's just always been a fight, always been a struggle with her father, as far as who gets her when, even though there's a court order. I actually, at the beginning of this term, I did lose three of my pets, and they were my very first pets. So that was a hard emotional roller coaster. And I did email the professor and let her know what the situation was, and how it was gonna hopefully affect or not affect the course or my work. Thankfully, I've been able to work through it, and honestly, writing about it did really help get or express my emotions when it comes to this. So the most challenging pieces for me were definitely the poems. Writing poetry really asked me to slow down and to realize that every single word counts. It's not like a long essay, which we're all used to writing, where you can just explain everything. You actually have to condense big emotions into short little ones to sharpen lines that you thought were tough, sorry. But it also, the challenge helped me grow. And like I said, it helped me process a lot of the emotions that I had. Something that inspired me in this class was reading Trifles by Susan Glasper. I noticed how she used small details in a room to reveal bigger truths about the characters and their lives that made me pay more attention to imaginary and sensory detail in my own writing. Outside of the class, I was also really inspired by my work as a certified medical assistant in mental health. So, listening to patient stories and the silence in between reminded me of how powerful words can be in pauses. So, sometimes a patient can just tell you that everything is normal, that everything's okay, that nothing is going on at home or at work and stuff like that. But just simply seeing their demeanor, seeing how they carry themselves, how they talk to you can, express a million words. So, it can definitely tell you the complete opposite of what they're verbally expressing. And that really helped and definitely helped carry into my creative writing. One thing that really surprised me as I worked through this course was how much revision mattered. At first, I thought that the drafts were just finished, the way that they were, that there wasn't much that I could do to them or like that I could revise. I was pretty set in what I had written. But when my drafts were finished, but once I reread them and then made changes, the pieces grew stronger and they made a little more sense than they did at the beginning. I didn't expect to write so openly about family and grief and resilience, but leaning into those themes made me feel and made my work feel real. So that's why it wasn't very hard to go through it. For my expert, I'd like to share the opening of the Lavender at the Door. So it starts like this. At 2:17 p.m. on a windless afternoon, the house finally exhaled. The washing machine clicked off, the dog next door stopped yapping, and Maria's pen paused over the page. She sat at the kitchen table, facing the sliding door, where the backyard framed itself in rectangles. The cedar fence, the brown patch of grass stubbornly refusing to green, the pot of lavender her daughter had planted in April. I chose this expert because it sets the quiet, reflective mood of the story, and it's one of the images I am most proud of. I'm sorry. Overall, what I got from this class is that my confidence grew in my writing. Um, I do plan to continue writing. I have done it in the past. I just lost touch with it, I guess. I have a lot of old poems from when I was really, really young, middle school, high school time, and I forgot. I forgot how much writing can help in any essence. I go back and read those poems because I still have some of them, and I resonate with a lot of them. A lot of stuff that I was going through as a child, I think, reflects itself in those poems. And I think that a lot of the stuff that I have gone through as an adult as well, if I put it on paper, maybe it'll help the process of just acceptance and how valuable uh, certain things in life or certain aspects are. Um, I wouldn't do journalism. I'm a little weary about all of that stuff. It just for me writing has become the way for me to process emotions and experiences. And after not have done it for such a long time, I think that I want to start doing it again. Okay, thank you. I enjoyed the class very much, so I hope I did well. Thank you.